Waduk here, welcoming you to Game 4 of this Best of 5 series from the Asus Summer Republic of Gamers 2013 edition. And here, in the bottom right, spawning as the Red Zerg, we got Team Liquid's TLO. And his opponent and teammate and person who's ahead 2-1 in this series, spawning as the Blue Terran, we got Team Liquid's Taeja. As I mentioned before, TLO is behind. There is a 2-1 deficit. And he's going to have to win this game to force Game 5, and anything can happen. He has to win 2 games in a row. Taeja, on the other hand, only needs 1 more to seal up this match. So it'll be interesting to see what these teammates are going to pull out of their arsenal today. Taeja's going for the barracks first instead of the command center, like he did last game. And TLO has been going for 15 hatchery. Is he going to repeat the pattern? It really looks like it. Yes, his drone is going to be zooming down over to his natural expansion and going to be plopping down a hatchery. There we go. Nice and gross and pink. And unfortunately for TLO, his Overlord is going to the wrong side of the map, but his second Overlord will be able to spot Taeja fairly quickly. And TL needs to have that scouting advantage as he puts down the spawning pool. He needs to know what his opponent is doing so he can react, as there was one game where he clearly lost because he wasn't scouting enough information and his opponent just blindsided him with a whole bunch of Marines. And last game, even though TL lost, there was a crucial point in the game where he was able to actually scout out the starport with the tech lab. And Taeja built 2 Banshees and decided not to get Cloak anymore. And the Banshees were not that effective, or they wouldn't have been. And I guess that was a downside for Taeja, was that it was spotted. But at the same time, TLO didn't react in a way to build any anti-air other than Queen. So there were no Mutalisks on the field. There were no Corruptors, and there were no Hydralisks, so the Banshees went unopposed, picking away at Zerglings and Roaches the entire game, and they finished off the game close to 20 kills. So we'll have to see if Banshees are, again, in the mix for Taeja. He's getting 2 refineries up, and his command center at his natural is almost finished. TLO's expansion is finished now. And because TLO is going for the expansion, the economic game first, he can't get map control nearly as easily because he doesn't have the gas to get Zergling speed. And that's a trade-off that Zerg players have to choose. Either they want map control earlier or later. And TLO is getting Zergling speed a little bit faster, or I thought he was, but he could get Zergling speed right now once he gets to 100 gas, which I think he should do. Because once you forfeit map control to a player like Taeja, he likes to go with the factory. He likes to dump that factory on the reactor. He likes to get a whole bunch of Hellions out. And once the Hellions are out, it's very difficult, if not impossible, for Zerg players to defend Hellion harass. So if there are stray Zerglings on the map, or Queens, or drones, the Hellions will just eat them up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner until you get Zergling speed. And with Zergling speed, you're able to outrun the Hellions. You're able to surround them much easier. And TL is getting Zergling speed. At the same time, Taeja is starting up his first 2 Hellions. And TL does have the Xel'Naga Tower in the middle of the map. Unfortunately, because of the positioning and the spawn points, the Xel'Naga Tower is probably not going to play a crucial role in this map, as units from either base can go below the reach of the Xel'Naga Tower. But these 2 Hellions are actually going to get in range of the Xel'Naga Tower. This Zergling has to be very afraid, or it's going to be very crispy. And it looks like it's going to be the latter. And that's one burnt Zergling. TL knows that there are Hellions heading toward his base. He's still sending a drone over to his third. Has to be very vigilant here. Immediately turns the drone into an extractor. Great play by TLO, and also canceling that creep tumor. So 2 great micro plays by TLO, and he's not going to lose very much. Just the 6 resources from canceling that extractor. Now he's going to put down his third. At the same time, he's got some Zerglings just outside of Taeja's base. And if Taeja doesn't pay attention, these Hellions are going to have a lot of problems. But with the combined firepower of the bunker with Marines and these Hellions, the Zerglings are not going to be able to do any damage. And here come the Banshees. Like I said, cloaking is almost finished. And TLO has not been able to scout this, so he has no idea that Banshees are coming. It would be nice if he's able to send one in. The scan goes out for Taeja into TLO's natural, but he's not able to see anything. And in fact, TLO is building a ninja spire. And when I say ninja, I just mean in between both bases where scans usually don't go. And this is a great play to hide that tech structure, having the creep spread by that Overlord. So excellent play by TLO, but unfortunately his third is under attack by this Banshee. And the trap is set. The Queens have been pulled in off the creep, but the Hellions are now being attacked by the Zerglings. But it doesn't look like Zerglings are going to be able to get a decent surround here. The 6 Hellions are doing significant damage, able to burn all those Zerglings. Looks like one Hellion goes down, finally. But there's a lot of barbecue Zerg steak tonight for dinner, so Taeja's got to be very happy. I'll have to ask him later if Zerg steak tastes any good, especially when it's roasted to 500 degrees. But I guess you'd rather be sure that they are dead than to have a chance of a raw Zergling. And this is a very interesting choice by Taeja. He's actually built a lone Viking here, able to pick off one Overlord. I like Terran players opting for the early Viking to destroy stray Overlords. So it gets rid of the scouting information. And scouting information is very important. But here's more scouting information that's even more important. 12 Mutalists zoom in there, able to destroy the Viking immediately. Taeja doesn't have a lot of Marines in his main. And now his production facilities are under attack. These Mutalists are going to go unopposed, able to focus down on that tech lab. The Marines are stimming in here up the ramp. The combat shields is destroyed. Great pickup by TLO. Now the SCV line is being harassed. Able to destroy 9 workers from that flyby. The Mutalists have done a significant amount of damage. And like I said, the combat shields upgrade was destroyed as well. Taeja is going to have 1-1 completed here soon, so those Mutalists do have to be a little bit wary. This missile turret has done its work, able to pick off 1 Mutalist. But now the Mutalists are going over to the third. Taeja is able to pick off 2 more SCVs. The Marines are streaming in here. Able to pick off 1 last SCV, and I don't think he's going to be able to... No, is he going to be able to pick off 1 more? No. So able to destroy 3 more SCVs from the Mutalist harass. And I really like this choice by TLO because in the last 3 games, he never had Mutalists. And the air from Taeja went unopposed. The Medivacs and the Banshees were just able to do significant damage with nothing threatening them. But now with the Mutalists out, he has to be very cognizant of that. But unfortunately, TL loses a whole bunch of drones from a Hellion run-by. Loses 8 drones. So the worker count is going to even out slightly here. Supplies are still in TLO's favor. But remember, it's 3 bases to 3, and Zerg always needs 1 more base. So TL has to expand pretty soon or knock one of these bases out from Taeja, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that. As there are mines here, has to be careful here. No Overseer. This mine able to get 2 kills. Excellent mine. And significant splash damage to the rest of the Mutas. The Mutas are going to regenerate very quickly here. So in a few moments, they will be in the green and they'll maybe be able to strike again. And it looks like TL is going to try and set down his 4th. Supplies are evening out. And as supplies even out, they generally do favor the Terran player here. And now this lone Overseer is going to be able to provide detection for TLO. He's trying to be able to kite away without the mines damaging his Mutalisk. He's able to snipe off all three mines. And now these Marines are going to be able to scare away these Mutalisks. This Overseer is under attack. Has to be very careful here. This missile turret is down. Great move by TLO to pull out the Marines from the main into the natural and back. The Overseer is going to pop. And the Guts fall into this foggy area. I don't know how high these cliffs are, but holy jeez, it must be very high if you can't see that far. The Mutalisks are coming in for another run-by attack, focusing down on the tech lab. The drilling claws was not able to finish, so great pickup by TLO again. He's going to run over to the third, but this time there's a bunker full of Marines and 2 turrets. I don't think this attack is going to be particularly effective. The refinery will be picked off. And now Taeja's in the middle of the missile turret and a whole bunch of Marines. He's going to have to make a choice here. He can't just stay here in the middle. He's going to have to go north or south. And at the same time, TL is focusing down on TLO's 4th. Taeja is able to destroy it, or at least get the cancel. His Mutalisks are still hanging out on the left side of the map. But there is a large pack of Zerglings and Banelings. And now the Mutalisks are going to be able to join the fight. TLO able to get good connections on the Marines, but there's still a few Marines in the back doing lots of damage to the Mutalisks. The medevacs are healing the Marines as much as they can, but unfortunately all the Zerglings and Mutalisks are still here, and with a 20 supply advantage, TLO is going to be able to break down this bunker and the wall, and now he's going to be able to stream into the natural. He's going to pick off the tech lab and the drilling claws once again. The command center is now under attack. Taeja does have a small group in the middle of the map, able to pick off the reinforcing Zerglings, but his main is under intense pressure here. If the Banelings and Mutalisks are able to get into here unopposed, and it looks like they'll be able to, the production facilities of these Marines and Marauders are not going to be effective. The strength of Marines is their numbers, and if they only have 2 or 3 coming out at one time, but it looks like Taeja's been able to, or is going to be able to turn this around. There's only 4 Mutalisks left, only 3 left now, and they're going to run away. All Zerglings have been destroyed in the main and the natural, and TLO is going to focus down on the supply depot and thinks better of it. Now he's going to escape. Supplies are actually in Taeja's favor, and TLO is going to try again to get his 4th up and running. He's opted to build his hatchery closer to Taeja's base, which is very interesting and I think very dangerous, as drops from the main to TLO's 4th would only take a few seconds to complete. I would have rather seen TL build a hatchery much farther away, but he's the pro. He knows what he's doing here, and another engagement is going to happen. About 24 Marines are going to fire down on all these Zerglings. The Banelings are going to try and roll in here, but they just get connections on the Marauders, and that's not a good trade for TLO, and he's going to have to retreat again. And now the supplies are in Taeja's favor drastically with a 30 supply advantage, and now these Marines and Marauders, if you're going to stim in here, focus down on all these Overlords. The Zerglings are going to try to scare them away. The Banelings are just rolling in, but they're not getting any good connections, and TLO is on the run again. Taeja is researching 3-3 at the same time. TLO is still stuck on Lair Tech, so he can't even get the 3-3. So Taeja has a significant upgrade advantage and timing window here to continue the pressure. TLO is trying to do these hit and run tactics back in and back out, but it's not working out as more and more of the creep is receding back into TLO's territory. His 4th base has no miners yet. So this is virtually a 3 base Terran versus a 3 base Zerg currently. And now here's another engagement. The Mutalisks are charging in here with the Zerglings, but the Zerglings are all picked off, and this is not a good point to attack. These rocks have prevented a large concave, and the Mutalisks are basically the only survivors. All the Zerglings have been destroyed, and this one solo queen is not going to be able to add enough firepower to significantly deal with this. The Banelings are all destroyed in their cocoons, and now the 4th is under fire. The drones are just transferred, And Taeja's marching in here like a boss. It doesn't look like anything can go wrong. Looks like he's going to take this game as well. Able to destroy all the reinforcements. The Mulists are forced to engage unfavorably. And the Marines are just doing too much damage with the stim. And TL has to GG again. Taeja is able to take the series 3-1, winning 3 games in a row. So good job by Taeja. And I will see you guys next time.